Hello, hello, we're here. Starting the broadcast in about 1 minute. Starting the broadcast soon. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Just Mark S. here, back once again. I was gonna try to make myself read some poetry anyway, so I figured I might as well do it live. The entire world. See if anybody wants to come in and talk about anything. Otherwise, I won't be on here very long. I want to see something. I was going to try to make music work, but I don't think it will. Hello, Mega Ron.
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Loud and clear.
All right, good deal. This is hilarious. I just got done. I'm in Ohio right now, hanging out with my hoodlum friends who I dearly love. And we're talking about moonshining and actually not moonshining, just one of my friends is making it's pickled pickles, but he's using alcohol, blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh, I can make meat out of that, or I can make your alcohol so you can soak it in there. And it just went out of control. It was a pretty fun conversation. It's good. It's good being home. How you doing?
So you guys were sharing secrets of moonshining then?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I told him he was a poser because he was buying, it's actually vodka, Bloody Mary sauce, and spices that you soak the pickles in. And it actually tasted good. Like, he's like, you got to try one. I'm like, all right, fine. And it wasn't like awful alcohol taste. It was just, I don't know, spicy pickle. So no big deals. So anyhow, then we got just, I got good friends, so we talked trash and we just, it just went downhill from there. It was a good time. It was nice.
Sorry to hear that. So you eat pickles soaked in vodka?
Well, yeah, Mike, it wasn't my idea. I mean, that was, and it's vodka and Bloody Mary mix and spices, and I really didn't taste any alcohol. Not that it, I was like, whatever. So that was it.
Well, I hope you've got your breathalyzer with you. You know.
Oh, it was just it was one.
Because I know you. Sure. That's what you always tell the cops, right?
Oh no!
I only had one vodka pickle.
Officer Oscar, I only had one pickle. I'm not as drunk as you think you are. So, and actually, so what it is we just got done. There was a fish dinner tonight at one of the, it was like Knights of Columbus or something like that. And this is pretty good. There's perch and shrimp and fries. Good time. I did like it. And now I'm going home, and I seen you were on, and I'm like, dude, Mark's on. Hi, Mark S.
Well, thanks for stopping in.
Yeah, for sure. So, what's news in your part of the world?
Well, it's just really windy today here. 50-mile-an-hour winds.
Right.
I don't know what's news in our part of the world. You know, we're just like that time of year. You want winter to end. I mean, you kind of like get a couple warm days, and then you stop wearing your lined jeans and your long johns, and then it gets cold again, and you're freezing.
Yep.
You know? In that way, I almost feel like March and April are the coldest months because you're expecting it to be warm, and it's not.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I don't know. I was just gonna read some of Saint Isaac the Syrian. He was a writer. He wrote a bunch of hymns, like I think in the 3rd or 4th century.
Yeah.
But they're really good. It's like they're beautifully written and really thoughtful. But let's see when he lived.
And what is his name again?
Saint Ephraim the Syrian.
Okay, yeah, the Syrian part I get. It's okay. His name is what I.
Yeah, he lived from 306 to 373.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And he wrote all these hymns, but I don't know. It's like from that time, there are so many crazy stories. You wonder how much of them are true. And but I do know that like there were heretics who would write poems or write songs, popular songs, and I guess he wrote his poems in the same meter and using the same melodies as like the heretics. So he was like fighting fire with fire, but his lyrics were like, way better. He was like, it was like slam poetry of the old days.
Slam poetry from the desert.
But I don't know. I was reading them, and I didn't know that it was like a debate. I just thought he was, and I don't know. Like, it's really some things are difficult to learn about.
Right.
But yeah, I was just gonna see if nobody came on. I was gonna read some of those. But I don't have too much to say. Yeah. Oh, is Ron gone? Ron is gone. Wait.
For a split second.
Ron is back.
Yes, I am back. He is back. So go ahead, if you want, go ahead and read one, dude.
All right.
One thing I would ask, just because I'm driving, if you get closer to the mic, it's easier to hear you.
I have my heater on. Interferes with the. I'm going to turn that off. It should work better.
Oh no, I don't hear any heater. It's just distance to the mic is it just makes it louder.
Sure. Okay, this is hymn 3. Let's see where this is from. It's from anyway, I'm just gonna read it. Let's see. This and it goes on for a little bit. I'm just gonna all right. Fix thou our hearing, that it be not loosed and wander. For it is a wandering if one inquire who he is and what he is like. For how can we avail to paint in us the likeness of that being which is like to the mind? Not is there in it that is limited. In all of it he sees and hears. All of it as it were speaks. All of it is in all senses. Praise to the one being that is to us unsearchable. His aspect cannot be discerned, that it should be portrayed by our understanding. He hears without ears, he speaks without mouth, he works without hands, and he sees without eyes, because our soul ceases not nor desists. in presence of him who is such. In his graciousness, he put on the fashion of humankind and gathered us into his likeness. Let us learn in what way that being is spiritual and appeared as corporal, and how it also is tranquil and appears as wrathful. These things were for our profit, that being in our likeness was made like to us, that we may be made like him. One there is that is like him, the Son who proceeded from him, who is stamped with his likeness. O Nisibis, hear these things. For thy sake these things were written and spoken, both to thyself and to others. Thou hast been in the world a cause of strife and of disputations. Mouths over thee, O thou that wast shut up, even over 3 mouths saying, when thou didst triumph and was enlarged, in thee mouths were opened for lamentation and for thanksgiving. I think I'm going to stop there. This goes on for quite a while.
Okay.
But I'm going to stop there because honestly, it's tough for me to really think about it when I almost have to read it slower.
Right.
It looks like he says, O Nisibis, hear these things for thy sake. These things were written, and thou hast been in the world a cause of strife and of disputation. So I think he's having a theological debate right now with this guy. You know, like this guy must have been
Right.
some type of heretic. But I read another one today. It was really good, but it just takes takes concentration.
Right.
And I think that so I just got this translation off of Kindle for free.
All right.
And it's obviously an older one because they're saying thou and thee and everything.
Oh,
I
yeah,
bet if it was a newer translation, they wouldn't do that. And I wonder if it's not a very good translation because some of it doesn't make. I don't know if it doesn't make sense because he's being, kind of hidden, or it doesn't make sense because it's a bad translation. But I was just listening to a story that supposedly he went to meet Saint Basil, and so Ephraim only knew, I guess it was Syriac, I think, or whatever language he spoke, but Basil spoke Greek, and so Ephraim asked Basil to pray over him so he could learn Greek, and Basil laid hands on him, and he was given the ability to speak Greek. And that's one of those stories that you wonder, who knows?
Dude, I'm about to blow your mind. This is fun.
It was like 1700 years ago, so.
All right, I got something for you. You're gonna like this. So, do you know that happened to someone in the corner? Someone you know? Not
Really?
me. Ethan caught me.
Yeah, I know, Ethan.
Okay, so he has a testimony of when, and you can have him tell this story correctly. He went somewhere where someone was speaking a foreign language, and he heard them in English and spoke to them in English. And when it was all done, they go, "How do you know that language?" And he goes, "What language? That was English." They go, "No, he wasn't speaking English, and you weren't speaking it, dude."
Really?
Yeah. So now you can fact check me on that one. So, and but I remember that was Ethan for sure.
Sure.
So that it's kind of cool to hear that you say that dude had it happen, because that means it's not a one-off. It's not just a one-time thing. So just, you can have fun with that one now.
Yeah, I'll talk to him about that.
Yeah. I hope you
He
do. So,
actually he actually lives like 20 minutes away from me.
oh, get out of town.
I mean I never see him. The only time I ever met him was in Illinois. But
Right?
I probably will end up seeing him sooner or later. I think that's going to happen.
That's cool.
But
Yeah, so it happened to Ethan, from what I remember.
right.
Uh, yeah, because it struck me in a profound way. Yeah. Some, like, because I know, like, I believe him. And so there you go. I've heard it before, but that's not a lot, but it happens.
Sure.
But
Um,
I was going to say,
yeah.
I wish someone would pray for me so I can speak English.
You speak pretty good English.
I think I speak hillbilly pretty good.
You're pretty good. You're pretty good for English as a second language.
Thank you. That's English. So what do you like about this fella? And because I don't have his name nailed down in me, um, from the desert, but like everything hits everybody differently. But what do you like? How's this thing hitting you? What's
Well,
grabbing
honestly, so far I just like it. I haven't
you?
analyzed it too much. I haven't. I just. It's like, I'm a musician, and so I kind of learn a little bit of history, like and he's just a name that I've come across, and I started reading his stuff, and I was like, I really like it.
Right.
And so he kind of gets on these themes, like that. I feel like old writers did this more. They would get on a theme and just they could go off, like they could just, if you think about, I don't know, Dante or something, which I don't think I've read the whole Inferno, but these guys, they could just go in with, try to look at it from every angle and speak all about it, and so yeah, and a lot of good metaphors or I don't know if you've ever listened to any of Confessions by Augustine, but he just, how he just kind of goes, he'll just, those old writers, they just obsessively try to paint a picture of what's going on,
Yeah.
And this guy, what I want to do eventually is try to track down some of the melodies of what it sounded like when it first, because it used to be music. All I have is the words. But yeah, I saw a YouTube short where some Orthodox guy was saying that Ephraim is the greatest poet of all time, So
Really?
that's kind of how, I guess he was pretty, I mean, his poems are still set to music today. I mean, I found some, but they're more modern music,
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. You
But
said
yeah, it's just good. He's just a good poet, and he wrote like hundreds and hundreds of poems.
really,
So,
I've not checked out any of his stuff. You gotta, if you can, put in in the description at least his name so I can track him down. Yeah, that'd work.
yeah, it's on the video.
Okay.
So yeah, sometimes I just don't want to hear about all the debates in theology. Like poetry is,
Right.
it's like in a way there's more theology in poetry that you can't get into a direct proposition.
Yeah, well, you can't argue love. See, like real love or beauty, like you just appreciate it. You know, you're not about
Right.
so. No, I get you on that. It's it's gonna sound odd, but talk's cheap after a while. So
Yep. You know, I don't know. There's kind of a story that was kind of interesting in that this at the church I attend, there's this baby that's kind of associated. A member there, she babysits this child, and the mother has kind of been in a lot of trouble. You know, kind of not probably making the best decisions,
okay,
and she doesn't speak English. She speaks Spanish,
okay,
and so this lady, like, she knows a little bit of Spanish, but they always have a lot of trouble communicating.
yeah,
But this child was abused and was shaken when it was very small. And
yeah,
there's just been a lot, like, the church has prayed about this kid so much. One time they just prayed like for an hour straight for this child. And there's
yeah,
just been a lot of strange things that have happened. Like the lady whose name is Margaret, she said that one time in the middle of the night, the mother called her and the baby was sick. And she said that they always need a translator to
yeah,
communicate. But this time they just communicated perfectly. And she doesn't know how it happened. Like all this information got relayed, you know,
right.
and she doesn't really remember. She just remembers that they communicated perfectly. And it was just an interesting story, you know. And then she was able to go over there, give her a ride to the hospital or something like that. And so, yeah, it's like weird stuff does happen.
You got that right.
Oh,
Well, it worked. You know, prayer works. It's, it really
mhm.
does.
Yeah,
You happen
yeah.
to know the name of the little guy or girl that of the
Samuel.
Lord in the name of Jesus, healing for Samuel, complete restoration in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Yeah. So, yeah. One of my friends at church, like I work with him now. He's about to get married. When he was first born, his brain was falling through his sinus cavity. Like it was, he was born a potato, basically, the cognitive ability of a potato. And long story short, people, especially his family and his grandma and me and everybody else, we prayed for him. And he's now one of the smartest kids you'd ever want to meet. You know, his brain got sucked back into his brain cavity and it got healed up. And there's medical evidence for it.
Yeah,
So that's pretty fun.
yeah. Beautiful.
Have you ever heard of a book called Practicing the Presence of God by Brother Lawrence?
Yep,
Have you ever read that one yet?
yep.
What'd you think?
Yeah, I read that maybe 10 years ago when I wasn't actually a practicing Christian.
Okay.
And I really, I liked it. I really liked it. One thing I remember, the most memorable part of it to me, it's kind of a short book,
Yeah.
but it's probably like 75 pages. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
sure.
towards the end, he kind of loses it for a while. It goes away because he was practicing the presence of God, like being aware of God, but then it's like this fear hit him, and for a while, and he lost it. And for whatever reason, that's the most memorable part to me.
Hmm.
But he was a monk, right? And he was in an abbey, and he like washed the dishes, and he would just think about God while he's washing the dishes and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
yeah, I enjoyed it.
Um,
What do you like so much about it?
Well, for me, when he described doing everything for the love of God, I'm like, dude, you got it right. Like he understands the relationship. And not only did he do everything for the love of God, he goes, but if I completely botch the deal, that's okay. God will forgive me. And it's up to him to keep me. And uh, I will continue to love God even if I botch the deal and I um, do it miserably because I believe God will get me. Uh, it is not by feeling, it is by faith that I will love God. And I think it was one of the few books that I can give anybody. I'm like, here, read this book. If you want to, here's a Bible, here's this book. This book will help you understand what happens when you read this Bible and it hits your heart.
All right.
And yeah, so that was it.
So have you read it multiple times?
Yeah, a couple. Yeah, I've enjoyed it. It's been a while. Um, but it's one of those books where I could open it up in the middle of, any place in the book, and I'm like, oh, I love this part.
Right.
It's it's very similar, throughout the whole book. And that's about it too.
Maybe I'll have to give it another look sometime.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's a good one. Well, I'm in Ohio, and I just pulled into my motel. I gotta I gotta register and check in. So I'm gonna take off, but if you're on, for a little while longer, I'll try to jump back on.
I probably will be on for maybe 15 more minutes. I might read a couple poems and then call it.
Yeah,
But I'm glad you came on.
yeah, good time, dude. It's
Yep.
it's it's fun. I think April's he's not feeling that well, so he might not be gaming tomorrow. Just a FYI.
And he had a lot of viewers last week. He had like
Yeah,
80, but
yeah,
I think it was bots or something. I don't know.
yeah. That's what he said. He's like, yeah, something's fishy. And
It was strange because there wasn't much hive mind activity. With all
that's
these
what.
viewers.
Yeah, with 80 people, somebody's gonna say something,
Right.
and if everyone's quiet, I'm like, no, that's that is a real shadow cabal. That's something not kosher. Well, or not what you think it is.
Yeah. How weird.
Well, he told me bots, in order to not be censored by YouTube, have to show a pattern of viewership that indicates it's real. And so when you find people who are consistent in their broadcasting, you go there and you are developing um, your pattern, indicating that you are human and not just a
Sure.
bot, even though you are a bot. So, and he got, so he's getting a bunch of viewership for a while until they have proven they are not artificial bots, and then they'll go spread their spam or whatever, and they'll
Huh.
leave him high and dry. Or more will come just because they can prove that they're not bots. Totally sad.
Maybe it's like AI or something like AI
Oh yeah,
bots.
yeah, maybe it would. Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. Oh my goodness. So how you doing, dude? Before I split.
I'm doing good. Um, yeah, things are going well. It's been a really stressful year,
Yeah.
and today is going well.
Okay.
And yeah, it's nice. It's nice to be doing well.
Mm-hmm. No, I hear you, dude. I hear you. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm a split and I'm gonna go crash, I think. I'll get my motel room, plop down, put on something pleasant to my ears, and try to get snoring.
All right. Well, my friend, thank you for joining us this evening.
Okay.
And one of these times coming up, we'll have to do an in-depth or a more thorough woo investigation.
All right. All right.
I haven't forgot about that. It's just
Oh, yeah. Right time, right place. It'll happen. There will
yes,
be in-depth woo. That works.
yeah. That's what the people want. That's what I want. It'll be grade A content.
If the people want woo, woo they will have.
Yeah. So,
All right, dude. Have a good night and be blessed.
all right. God bless you, Ron. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. All right. That was the great Ron Copperman in Ohio for some reason. It looked like I posted the wrong link on the twit. So that's why I'm not getting any play here. Well, I got Ron. What more could you ask for? I'm going to read a couple more verses from hymn number 3 by Saint Ephraim the Syrian. Never read this before. Okay. The prayer of thy inhabitants sufficed for thy deliverance. It was not that they were righteous, but that they were penitent. According as they were disgraced, so did they haste to submit to the rod. In transgressions and in triumphs they had like part. They whose crimes were great, so be their fruit great. They who triumphed in their sackcloth have triumphed also in their crowns. The day of thy deliverance is king of all days. The Sabbath overthrew thy walls. It overthrew the ungrateful. The day of the resurrection of the sun raised again thy ruins. The day of resurrection raised thee according to its name. It glorified its title. The Sabbath relaxed its watch. For the making of the breaches, it took blame to itself. Verse 7. In Samaria hunger prevailed, but in thee fullness prevailed. In Samaria there broke in and came on her abundance of a sudden, but in thee there roared and came in on thee a sea of a sudden. In her was eaten a child, and it saved her alive. In thee was eaten the body, living and all life-giving. Of a sudden he delivered them. The eaten delivered the eaters. We know that the blessed wills not the afflictions that have been in all ages, though he has wrought them. It is our offenses that are the cause of our troubles. No man can complain against our Creator. It is for him to complain against us, who have sinned and constrained him, to be wrathful though he wills it not, and to smite though he desires it not. The earth, the vine, and the olive are in need of chastisement, When the olive is bruised, then its fruit smells sweet. When the vine is pruned, then its grapes are goodly. When the soil is plowed, its yield is goodly. When water is confined in channels, desert places drink of it. Brass, silver, and gold, when they are burnished, shine. If then it be that man, by chastening, makes all things goodly, and if he who despises and rejects chastening is hated, and all rebels against him, then by that which he chastens, let him learn him that chastens him. Since whoso chastens not, since whoso chastens does so that he may profit thereby. For whoso chastens his servants does so that he may possess them. The good God chastens his servants that he may possess themselves. That they may possess themselves. Very, very, very good. Very good, very good. Let thy afflictions be books to admonish thee for the thrice besieged. Suffice to become for thee books to meditate therein, every hour on their histories, because thou despisest the two testaments, wherein thou mightest read thy life. Therefore he wrote for thee 3 hard books, wherein thou shouldest read thy chastisements. Let us avert by that which has been the thing that is yet to be. Let us be taught by that which has come to escape that which is coming. Let us remember that which is past to avoid that which is future. Because we have forgotten the first stroke, the second fell on us. Because we forgot the second, the third bore heavy on us. Who will yet again forget? That was hymn number 3 by Saint Ephraim the Syrian. I will try to find exactly. Let's see. That's page 85. So those are the Nizabin hymns. Nezabin hymns. I think that was a man who he was in debate with, or he was rebuking. So he was aiming these verses at Nezabin. Let's see who Nezabin was. Oop, I spelled Google wrong. Don't want to hit search on that. Okay. I see. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we had a disconnection, and this has not been the best stream ever. Read some very good poetry by Saint Ephraim the Syrian. And I think we're going to cut it to an end now. Thank everyone for listening and watching. And I hope that you all have a blessed and good weekend.